ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a good week and that your weekend started well as well. So we're kicking off tonight's live stream with We Can't Fall Down, and that is from, or that particular performance is from the live stream gig that I did many years ago now. And I don't know whether there are still people here that watch that live, because that was before live streaming was something that's really easy to do like this. This live stream that I do on a Saturday night and a Tuesday night, you just literally click a button now and it's all sorted for you. But back when I did that performance, it was it was a case of having to set up a server. I think it was in Germany, and the server you had to pay for, and that would mean that it would then be available to the different countries that were watching. So yeah, it's all very interesting and massively stressful to organise all that. So by the time it came to actually performing, obviously I'd set up all the cameras as well, and I automated different effects on the camera feed, and I had a webcam that was recording it all on, and the cameras that I use, you can see there are multiple angles actually on that, and it was on the whole video of all of the songs, but we occasionally play one, as was requested tonight, We Can Fall Down. That's from my album called Persistence, but that obviously was the live performance version of it. So yeah, that was all very complicated to organise back in the day, but it all worked out somehow, and the sound was actually quite good, even though some people who don't know what it was say, oh well, you know, either this was too loud or that was too loud, or they think that maybe that's a music video or something, but that's actually the audio from the live stream. So this is why people that have been here for a very long time will know that that's exactly what it was from, and yeah, they were watching that live. And I mean, I'm amazed that it actually did as well as it did with the sound and the camera. The camera didn't change from different angles when you're watching the stream, because it was just like this. It just had a camera in the room that I think I occasionally do go to when I edited the final footage together. But anyway, enough about that. I hope you guys are ready for tonight's live stream with the record attempt, because we are going to be attempting to get to 640 likes tonight. So that would be a new record for the channel. So if you could leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be very much appreciated, because we're going to need every single thumbs up we can get. If we do hit that target, then we are going to be having FilJam number 205. We'll bust out the guitar and see what happens. And you can see that the Strat is plugged in tonight, so that's what we will be having a listen to. And just talking about playing on the live streams and the FilJams, and when we do hit a target, it means that we have a jam. And I kind of play the guitar for however long the jam track is, and we just see what happens. It's not pre-rehearsed. I haven't worked out, sometimes it's just a 7-minute backing track or 8 minutes or 9 minutes. I haven't worked stuff out. It's just doing a version of a jam, seeing what happens, because that's what a jam is. You don't know really what's going to happen. Actually, sometimes when people have a jam, they say, right, let's do a blues in E. And therefore you know the chords, because a blues follows the same pattern. So yeah, this isn't like that. This isn't just a blues in E, this is kind of playing along to whatever happens. So the reason that I'm mentioning that is because sometimes in the comment section, people say, and they obviously haven't tuned into a live stream or anything like that, and they say, yeah, when's the last time you played live in front of everybody or anybody? Yeah, when's the last time you got your guitar out? And they're kind of, saying, yeah, you can't do it, so why you... I don't know why people think that I'm criticising people and I'm pointing things out about performances, but anyway, if it's one of their artists, especially with pitch correction, auto-tune, all that kind of stuff, they might take it personally when all I'm doing is pointing out what's going on. But anyway, they'll say, well, yeah, let's see you do anything live. And I said, well, tune in on Saturday night or Tuesday night, because chances are I'll be getting the guitar out and just doing something. so yeah, it's always funny when people pop in for just one particular video and haven't done any research, and you know, just saying silly things. And there was actually a case of that recently, but maybe we'll get into Troll Corner later on. Who knows? So anyway, oh yeah, let me give a shout out to you guys in the live chat room. And I saw going through, oh, Joe said, because I do send you weird stuff sometimes. So thank you for that. And that's from Joe. That's related to the backing tracks. He's not talking about sending me weird stuff in the post. So yeah, sometimes the backing tracks are quite weird. I remember there was one over Christmas that was a Steve Vai actual song, or as a, I don't know what it was. It was like maybe a traditional song at Christmas that they have in the USA. But I hadn't heard it before. So trying to play along with it was very difficult indeed, because you're not privy to where this is going. And that's sometimes the case, that you can have, and this is why people don't do it, because you can look very stupid trying to play over the top of something when chord changes happen really quickly, especially if you're used to playing along knowing everything in advance. And that's something that I know that a lot of players do. And the reason why my In at the Deep End series only went for 2 episodes because I messaged loads of guitarists and they said, no, I'm not going to play along to something that I don't know where it's going, because I could look like an absolute idiot. Obviously they didn't say that exactly, but yeah, that's it potentially can happen that if you don't know where it's going, there can be a key change, especially if you've got into your particular run or something like that, in a particular scale, particular mode, and the key changes and you're in the middle of your run. It means that all of the notes that you're about to go into are going to be irrelevant to the backing. So yeah, this is why it's difficult. And yeah, this is why I didn't think that people, well, I should have maybe expected, but I didn't think people would be so worried about, you know, playing a wrong note or maybe, you know, not really knowing where they're going, or trying to kind of ad lib and extemporize. That's what it is at the end of the day. It's ultimate extemporization. There's no finer version of it than having to literally sing through your guitar over something that you've never heard before. So anyway, let's get things up on screen, because I'm just rambling on. We do need to get the lycometer on screen. We are at 319 so far. So if we get another 21 people and now another 20 people, that means we'll need 300, which means we'll need 320. So there we go. By a process of elimination, I managed to do the maths there. So yes, if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be great. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen as well, because they make this all possible in the first place. As I always say, they are the foundation of everything that I do and make the live streams possible as well, but just everything. So thank you guys. You know who you are. And I mean, let me give you guys a shout out in the live chat room. We've got Sue, Billy, Terry, Karen. Oh, what does that say? Dana, G528PN112. Tammy, Susie Q, Charlie, Bella, Mark, Jennifer, Christian, Cindy, Daisy, JR, Ro, Angela, Laurie, Sue again, Pamela again, PM112 again. We're getting repeats. Billy's in there as well. Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And, oh, Joseph says, hi, Phil. By the way, the door needs oil squeaking. I don't know what that means, but there's nothing squeaking in this room, so maybe they're referring to a door that is where they are. So anyway, yes, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We have the vote for tonight's cover video between a song that we haven't heard in ages. I can't remember this being on the vote for years. Hero, which is the Chad Kruger song, part of the Spider-Man movie theme, or no, Spider-Man movie soundtrack. It's not the theme, because the Spider-Man theme is nothing like that particular song. So that is at 59% at the moment, so that is in the lead. And Karen says, hi Phil, is your chair still squeaking? I don't think so. I can't hear anything. So I don't know if I move forwards and backwards, kind of tilting back on it. That's pretty silent to me, so I think we're getting away with it, even kind of shifting around. But then again, people would say in the analysis videos, what's that constant squeaking going on during your analysis videos? And nobody's mentioned any of that. So, yeah, not sure what that is all about. But anyway, moving on, we have had some donations. So this is the point at which I say you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. So let me get the donations tab up on screen, because for some people, they can't resist donating, and I think it's important they know between 40 and 65% goes to, between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link. So YouTube is the super chat window, so that's the numbers with the colours behind them. So yeah, between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through that particular window. But there have been donations in there. So thank you, Paul, for that $5 donation. The message is, here we grow again. 458,000 subscribers. And I'm going to try and look at the sub counter thing that I sometimes put up on screen with all the people cheering, because I didn't change that. So here we go. I just changed it as I was talking. 458,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing, as well as just watching in general, hitting the thumbs up and, yeah, commenting, getting involved. And you will have to hit the notification bell if you subscribe in order to get notified for all of the videos. But thank you guys for doing that. 458,000 is a crazy number, but we'll keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. So I will now make everybody be quiet again. And I mean, last night's video, was it last night? Where are we? Saturday? Yeah, Friday night. So last night's video has had quite a few views as well, I think. And that was an interesting one, because it was Jessie J as part of a singing competition with other professional singers, but then the vocals were pitch corrected. So yeah, people at home don't actually get to hear the voice. So it's all very weird. And I did say in that video that I don't know where you go from there, that if during a competition, especially like that, and it's not like the X Factor or anything like that, it is professional singers. So when that kind of thing is getting pitch corrected, you think, well, yeah, what? I mean, you would think that's the last thing that would be edited, because they're all professionals. So of course they're going to sing well. They don't need any correcting. But obviously, apparently, according to producers, they do. So they definitely don't. Jessie J doesn't need any correcting at all. And I always say this in the videos, that great singers don't need this, don't need pitch correction. And that's another thing that some people maybe misinterpret the videos and maybe assume that I'm saying that the artists themselves have kind of run away and are applying pitch correction to their own voice. I've never said anything like that. It's an industry standard, which means it's an industry thing. It's not like each artist doing it to themselves and they're all going to their digital audio workstation and getting Melodyne and dragging things around. It's an industry thing. So yeah, it's understandable that some people do get defensive when it's an artist that they might like. I mean, the problem is that people that do get involved and think that I'm having a go at an artist that they like, they don't see the other videos on my channel that I've looked at artists that I like, and I'm pointing this kind of stuff out. So it's totally objective. And yeah, I'm not going around just picking all artists that, oh, I think I'll do them because I don't like them, and I'll do this person because I don't like that person. It's just across the board, anything that gets requested, the artist that I like, I will look at as well. And that video that I did on Bryan Adams, I've been a huge Bryan Adams fan since childhood. So obviously, it's difficult to show that kind of thing on screen. And then when that was disputed by the official Bryan Adams channel, and then it was actually, it decided in my favour, again, that's something that, it's not great, because being a huge fan, you think, well, yeah, having a takedown notice on one of my videos from, you know, an official channel of an artist that you're a fan of, and especially for it to kind of fall in my favour, so it means that I am right, that what I've said is true and it's objective, and it has been decided that that is true. And especially an artist like that in a channel of that size, being told that no, you can't take that video down because the guy who did it is right. You know, I mean, they've basically just had to accept that. And my theory at that time was that maybe Bryan Adams himself doesn't know what's going on and doesn't know that they're pitch correcting his vocals and making them sound really mechanical and really nothing like his natural voice. So maybe they wanted to remove my video, even though it was factually correct and everything. They're kind of trying to hide it just in case he would see what potentially the producers are doing to his voice, and he has no idea it's going on. So I do not know the answer to that, but like I've said, that's something that on my channel with disputes. So that's kind of the only dispute that I've received, and it, you know, it went in my favour. And the other videos most certainly. And this is just quickly something that I'll mention as well. When people say about my videos, and there's especially the final one on Taylor Swift. They said, oh, you know, the content of the video is great, but but it was a 35-minute video. This is what somebody said. The content is great, but it goes on for 35 minutes. So, but they're basically saying the video's too long, that it should be shorter. And sometimes my videos are between 15 and 20 minutes. Now, the problem is, when you're discussing the kind of things I am in my video, and you're talking about an artist of that kind of size and, you know, the amount of money that is behind that particular artist and the legal team that is behind that artist, you've got to make sure you include everything in your video so that the case is watertight. Because, yeah, if you start editing things out, if there's any point in a video where you're saying what I am about the performance and the tour, when you're saying something like that and you are not covering every single base and making it watertight as a presentation with objective data and evidence to back up the conclusion that you're coming to at the end of your video, if you start cutting stuff out, then there are going to be holes in your argument, and not only would the video get taken down, it would probably be disputed, and a takedown notice would be issued, and that would be upheld, but it could be libel, like if you're not careful with what you're doing. So that's it. You could face literally a court case because you just wanted to make your video a bit shorter, because shorter videos are easier to watch. So this is it, that sometimes, yeah, the videos are longer because I've got to make sure that everything is included there, so that I know that particular legal teams have watched my videos and they have watched it and thought, oh, we can't do anything. There's nothing there that they could get their teeth into. Say, right, that is false, because I've provided the data and actually the raw data for people to cross-reference and do their own analysis of, to get the same results. And I think that's the main thing, that if you're doing something that can be repeated by anybody, and yeah, the software that I'm using is free to do. So in a court case, I could say, right, I'm going to get these 5 people who, you know, have never done any of this analysis in their lives, give them the software, just show them what to do with the method, and they'll get the same results. And yeah, that is the proof that it's going to be the same every time. So yeah, this is why, yeah, you've got to make sure all of the information's in there, but making it objective is the most important thing, so that everyone will get the same results. And it just is what it is. And yeah, sadly, that's just the nature of it. That when you're pointing out objective data, it is what it is, regardless of how you then feel about that objective data and what it implies. So anyway, yeah, thank you for that, Paul. And Orlando donated $2 as well. And Orlando says, despite the likes, hey, Paul, with a wave. So thank you for that. Sue's donated $19.99. Thank you for that, Sue. The message is, happy Saturday, Phil, and fellow wingers, and happy birthday weekend to Angela Boncourt. So thank you for that, Sue, and happy birthday to Angela as well. Everyone in that live chat room, say happy birthday to Angela, whose birthday I assume is going to be maybe tomorrow because it's not a happy birthday for today, but a happy birthday weekend. Could have been Friday, but we'll gamble at Sunday. So thank you for that, Sue. And Nuka has donated $4.99. So thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, looking for help getting that pedal. Thanks. So this is something that I've actually put on my screen to mention. Over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook, we have Bernard, who is trying to get his hands on a Marshall 91016 foot pedal, which is like a six, what would you call it? Well, a 6-pedal foot pedal, I think. I'm going on memory here. But anyway, the problem is getting it delivered, because Bernard is having trouble getting it delivered, and he asked me if I could do anything, and I said, well, I can't do anything personally, but maybe somebody over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group could help out, which would mean somebody getting this pedal and sending it to Bernard so that he can actually get his hands on this, because he can't get it delivered. I think that's the problem. He can't get it delivered by anywhere that he can kind of order it from. So he's just looking for anybody to maybe get that for him, and obviously he'll give them money and cover the postage and all that kind of stuff. But it's just getting this pedal to him somehow. So if you are over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, then maybe you'll be able to help out. I did say to Bernard that I would mention it on the live stream, just in case there is somebody there that could do Bernard that favour, so that he could actually get his pedal board that he wants to get. So yeah, there we go. That is that. Look over on the supporters page on Facebook and look out for that. Maybe the initial post, or maybe Bernard can do another post. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But hopefully somebody will be able to help out. Right. So thank you for the donation as well. And Philip has donated $20. Thank you for that, Philip. And that's Philip's first Super Chat donation. It has a number 1 there. So again, thank you. And the message is 20. So that'll be the $20 donation. And we've had some donations over on PayPal as well. So we'll quickly jump into those, because I think we're up to date with the donations in the Super Chat window. So yeah, thank you guys. You don't have to donate. But just watching is great, but they are very much appreciated, of course. And by the way, if you can hit the thumbs up as you enter the live stream, that would be very much appreciated, because we're aiming for a new record tonight of 640 likes, and that'll be a new record for the channel on the whole since ever. So we will keep an eye on it. I think I'm waiting for it to get to 460 so that I can figure out the maths a little bit more easily. It'll be maybe 180 or now 178. I don't know if that's correct or not. I think I'll quit while I'm behind. So yeah, thank you, Philip, for that donation. Now, let me just pop over to the PayPal window, because in there, yes, it is. It's Philip, the very same Philip that just donated in the Super Chat window, who donated £5. And that was at 7:33 on Thursday morning. So thank you as well for that over in the PayPal window. And yeah, that is a straight up donation. Thank you for that, Philip. And there's been another one that has come through. This is from Bruce. And this came through on Friday morning, 18 minutes past 10. And this was a £4 donation, and it was a straight up donation. So thank you for that, Bruce. And Tammy donated £10 as well. And that was yesterday afternoon. I don't know why I'm saying the times, but it was 4:24 in the afternoon. And Tammy says, hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 458,000 subscribers. I think it's safe to say that if you do keep at this rate, you will be at 500k by your birthday. Keep bringing them in. You're the best. Rock. So thank you for that, Tammy. I'm trying to figure out, like, if we did 1,000 a week, which is a lot, that would be, where are we? We're February, March, April. It means we've got like 2.5 months, so that's roughly 10 weeks. So 1,000 people at 10 weeks will mean we'll be at 468,000 potentially by my birthday, at 1,000 a week, which is quite a lot. And I know sometimes it goes more quickly, sometimes it slows down, but yeah, I still think because I kind of am used to how it chops and changes with the subscriber numbers. Yeah, I think that's a little bit wishful thinking to get to 500,000 by my birthday, but maybe this year it could be possible. Who knows? But certainly 458,000 subscribers is a nice number anyway, so even if it stays there, it's great. So thank you for that, Tammy. And Nicole has donated £12 as well. Thank you for that, Nicole. And the message is, hello Phil, congrats in first for 458,000 subscribers, maybe more. I hope it's warm in the studio. Be careful. Kiss and rock forever. So thank you for that. And, well, I'm indoors. I'm not out in the studio. So, yeah, things are always warm here. And I was about to say things are always cool as well, but that's not always the case. But generally, when I have the air conditioning going, it's cool in here as well. So, yeah, it is better on both fronts, both for heat and for cold. So thank you for that, Nicole. And Karen's donated £6.95. Thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi Phil, congrats on hitting 458,000 subscribers. Just for fun, if someone gifted you a spa pedicure, includes nail care, exfoliation, massage, very luxurious, would you 1. Graciously accept. 2. Graciously accept but give to somebody else. 3. Graciously decline. Or 4. Do something else. You've worked so hard, so you deserve the best life has to offer. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, it's not something that immediately makes me think, oh, yeah, I'd really like to do that. I think, yeah, it would probably just take too long. I don't have the time for it, unfortunately, and I would just give it to somebody else, because there are other people that I think would probably appreciate it more than me. I think if I'm looking to relax, I would, yeah, if I could play golf, then I would probably just go out and do that, because that's, again, like 3 or 4 hours, a nice time away. I say 3 or 4 hours. It depends who you're behind. Sometimes it could be 4 or 5 hours. Like if you're stuck behind maybe a 4-ball, which means 4 players, and they're just hitting the ball all over the place and constantly looking in the trees in the forest, and then they don't let you play through. Yeah, you can be stuck behind people for a very long time. But yeah, that's what I would be doing. And health updates. So we've got the little finger. I don't know whether you can see. Oh, it's actually on that side. So this is now, the steri strips are off. I can't remember now even when I did this. I know it was on a Sunday. I don't know whether it was 2 Sundays ago or 3 Sundays ago, because I put on these steri strips to kind of close the wound together. And yeah, this was a thing that was just, I mean, it's a tiny cut, but the problem is, and looking at it a little bit more closely, I mean, it's like a scalpel. It's like a centimetre. It might actually be longer than a centimetre. But it's like somebody's got a scalpel and they've kind of cut across. But then, just for a laugh, at the end of the cut, they've done another cut. So it kind of goes into a Y shape. So, yeah, I understand why it was bleeding so much. Is because it was kind of coming out of 2 separate locations. And it was probably the reason that it looks so open when it was done. And it looks so deep is because, yeah, it kind of was cut and then kind of cut either way to kind of open it up. Anyway, yes, so that is closed and hopefully that is healing. And yeah, it should be fine. Looking at it, it looks fine. So that's the first health update. The second health update is that I am following now for my arm. I think, call me crazy, but considering that I did my arm in with the ligaments and the tendons in, I think, September of 2021. As I said, call me crazy, but I'm starting to think it's maybe taking quite a long time to heal. So I thought, well, the physio I've been doing for like 2 years doesn't seem to be, making things any better. So I did lots of research, looked at the internet with different people, what they're talking about, and this one guy who I might have mentioned before, who's had loads of injuries with tendons, ligaments, and he just basically says exactly what he does in order to recover from those injuries. And so some of them have been like serious ligament issues and tears and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just, for the first time 2 days ago, I did the first part of what he's talking about, which is having collagen and vitamin C before then exercising, and purely doing negatives, which is the eccentric contractions of, for me, a bicep curl. So what I'm trying to do is strengthen the tendons and the ligaments around my bicep area and forearm. So yeah, I did that a couple of days ago, and it was actually okay, because all I felt, and isometric contractions as well, which is kind of holding a weight in a position where the muscle and everything's contracted and you've got to try and hold it there for 45 seconds. And the weight is like 75% of your 1 rep max. So it's, a relatively heavy weight. So I thought, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind. If this guy has recovered from all of these injuries, and he cites scientific studies as well in order to back up what he's saying. So I thought, well, if he's come back from all of that, surely what he's saying has got to have some kind of solid basis for how it works. So anyway, yeah, I did that for the first time a couple of days ago. And the good thing is, during the exercise, yeah, my tendon and ligament actually felt okay. And it's now 2 days later, and it still feels okay. The only thing is, I kind of forgot that doing that kind of exercise on that muscle, which hasn't worked out properly for like 4 years, I'm going to get some serious DOMS. And DOMS is delayed onset of muscle soreness for those with a sports science background. So yeah, so now just kind of moving my arm like that all the way up my bicep is aching like you wouldn't believe. And even here in the forearm on the outside, which is good because all the problems that I had are in the inside. So that isn't sensitive to the touch, but outside is absolutely horrific. But it's muscle soreness. It's not tendons or ligaments or anything. So yeah, fingers crossed, because if it feels okay tomorrow, according to this guy's advice, you can do the exercise again to strengthen the ligaments and tendons more. And I think the tendon is fine. It's always the ligament that I had a problem with and have had problems with over the last I guess 2 years. So we will see. Fingers crossed my arm can actually get back to being normal, and then I might be able to go out and play golf. Pulling it back to this question is, yeah, if I could play golf, then that's what I would do, to go out and relax. So I'm hoping that maybe if I keep on with this and it keeps working and I keep taking in protein every 3 or 4 hours in order for everything to kind of strengthen, and I keep taking the collagen and vitamin C 1 hour before the exercises, then maybe this year I could get back to getting out there, playing a bit of golf and relaxing and not doing the same thing again. I will not be injuring it again. I'm going to be hitting the ball about 50 yards each time. And make sure that I'm not overdoing it. So anyway, thank you for that, Karen. So the answer to that question is, I would give it to somebody else who would be able to appreciate it more. And Leslie has donated £15.65. So thank you for that, Leslie. And the message is, ask your hairdresser to do more undercuts. Makes your hair bouncier. Set a high standard for other wannabe rock stars. So thank you for that, Leslie. And this is another thing for the hair update tonight, that with my hair, I had a haircut on Tuesday, and I don't know what's going on, because this, I'm having to push it out of my eyes, and this is in my eyes, and this bit here is kind of trying to curl into my eyes. So yeah, I think we kind of missed the mark with the haircut on Tuesday, and especially the way that I'm having to try and part my hair to see. this is the earliest that I've been unable to see, or very close to being unable to see, from having a haircut the same week. So yeah, and I was having really weird stuff going on the other day where my hair was just all curling one way. And thinking about it now, I thought, well, if it was straight, I wouldn't be able to see. So that's probably why it was curling all the time, is just because I think it's a natural tendency to move it out of your eyes and push it off to the side, and therefore it's going to curl out of your eye line. So yeah, I mean, you can see here that it's kind of curling down and around. So yeah, unfortunately, the haircut, I think, hasn't really been a cut enough. But as for the undercut thing, I think that's what my old hairdresser used to do. I might be lying, but I seem to remember at the sides it was a lot shorter, like almost like she'd get a shaver and do the sides. And certainly back in the day, I think that the side bits maybe used to kind of go more horizontal. Sometimes that's not necessarily a good thing, but yeah. So if Leslie says asking my hairdresser to do an undercut, it sounds risky to me, so I don't know. Not sure whether I'd tell my hairdresser to do that or not, or whether it's something that she has experience doing. So yeah, I'm not sure. But thank you, Leslie, for the advice. And Dawn has donated £6.26. So thank you for that, Dawn. And that is a straight up donation. And Ghislaine has donated £16.20. So thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, this is to tell you I am back trying to live despite the departure of my old brother, Jean-Luc, who died on September 8th, 2023. Anyway, you are a very handsome man and I love you. Thank you for being yourself. Much love and kisses and hugs. So thank you for that, Ghislaine. And yes, thank you for the kind words. And yeah, I hope that things get a little bit easier with that. I think it's the same with everybody, that, you know, with time things can become kind of easier to deal with, but it doesn't really, you know, heal a wound. It's just kind of living and going on. And this is the deal with this life thing, unfortunately, is that there's always going to be, you know, an end to it, and it's something that everyone has to attempt to deal with. So we'll deal with it in different ways, but I hope that it's more comfortable to deal with in the future. But thank you for that, Ghislaine. And Orlando's donated £5 in the PayPal window as well. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, congratulations on 458,000 plus subscribers. You reached that number in a relatively short amount of time, 2 or 3 years perhaps. Many YouTubers do reach 100,000 in 10 years. You do great work. So thank you for that, Orlando. And yeah, I'm not really keeping a track on where I've been or which numbers I get to. I remember getting to 100,000. I think it took quite a long time, really. But since then, it's obviously pushed on a little bit, which is great. But I think it's like anything that you do, the more support you get, and yeah, the more people, you know, maybe get involved on Patreon and all that kind of stuff, it allows me to do more. So I think that's maybe why things can push on, is because, you know, I can kind of put a little bit more into it, and especially with the videos and, you know, doing the live streams now, being able to buy equipment to get everything audible so that I can do the, you know, FilJam, so you guys can hear it and you can hear the backing track at the same time and all that kind of stuff. That's all technical stuff that has been allowed due to the support, which means that you can effectively add to your setup to then do more. And it's the same with the analysis videos, is that, yeah, back in the day, I just, I had the same software, but it probably, if you go back to watch some of the first analysis videos, yeah, they'll be a world apart from what they are now. So even in the thumbnails, or, you know, just the pictures that are with the video. So yeah, I think the more support you get, the more you can do. I don't have a team of people. It's still just me doing it all, but it means that I can obviously spend a bit more time on it, because when I first started doing it, I was teaching guitar during the days as well. So that was something that I had to work my schedule around to then try and do a video. And like some people on the very old videos, they might leave a comment now saying, oh, why didn't you mention this? Why didn't you do that? And oh, you didn't do this. And, you know, you got that chord wrong in this particular breakdown that you were doing. And I have to say that, oh, with those videos, I was fitting that in after my teaching. So I only had like half an hour to do it. So I'm listening to a song and just trying to point out roughly what's going on. So yeah, that's it. Back in the day, doing the videos took kind of all the time that I had away from teaching. I then spent on, you know, doing things outside of that, not only my music, but yeah, doing the videos as well. So anyway, thank you for that, Orlando, and we are up to date in the PayPal window. Now I can see that we've had another donation in the super chat window. It is Bernard's donated $19.99. Again, thank you for that in the messages. Thank you, Phil. Bernard. Philip's donated again $50, so thank you for that, Philip. And this says happiness. So thank you, Philip. Karen's donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Karen. The messages. Hi, Phil. What do you think long-time members of Elton's group will do since he retired? Like Davy Johnston, Nigel Olsen, and Bob Burke. Join another artist, or Bob Birch. Join another artist? ? So thank you for that, Karen. And I mean, generally, musicians who are in bands are session musicians. So it's not like Elton's had a band and he's kind of started out with those people and they're all writing songs, you know, together and all that kind of stuff. Elton is very much the focus and the artist. And you know, Shirley, a friend of the channel, she sang with Elton for a while. So this is it, that sometimes the members change, but they are... Sometimes when you get a good mix and an artist likes a particular session musician, it means they become that regular session musician. Even though they never really end being a session musician, it just so happens that they're employed by the same artist for a very long time. And Phil Palmer, who's been on the channel as well. I mean, he's played for loads of different artists, and it's a case of just being hired. And sometimes with particular tours, they overlap. So they are with one artist when they have played for another artist, but then they obviously can't do two shows at the same time for two separate artists. But in that case, yeah, they most certainly go back to, you know, because of their history and obviously their CV. If they wanted to, they could go back into playing with another band, another artist, because that's what they do. And it's just the same job, really. It's just that now somebody else is at the front of the stage telling them what they want them to do. Because even though the guys will know Elton's stuff inside out and be used to playing it for years and years and years, if another artist came along and said, right, I'm going to be hiring you for this album in the studio, or we're going on tour, then they would then learn the songs of this other artist. So yeah, that's it really. I think that they can decide what they want to do, that they're in that position. They might want to have a bit of time off as well, or they might want to retire, or they just might want to do a little bit of session work in the studio, who knows. But yeah, for that, there are even options of, you know, going with other bands and maybe even, you know, tribute bands and all that kind of stuff. You know, the world is their oyster, really. But yeah, it's up to them. So I don't know what they will do, but they can do anything. They can keep on working if they want to, as in keep on playing, or they can have a bit of time off, I'm sure. So thank you. Certainly they've probably earned the time off as well. So thank you for that, Karen. And Philip donated $20 as well. Thank you for that, Philip. The messages. I looked into copyright law today in the US. It's a mess. So thank you for that. And again, this is something that I've seen recently with AI and copyrights, or should I say just copyright. The AI thing is an absolute mess. And yeah, copyright law is a mess anyway. But this is a double mess, because I saw somebody putting in the prompt into AI to come up with a song about a particular scenario. And what was it? It might have been write a song about somebody moving to Bel Air or something like that. And the AI just gave the lyrics and the song to the Fresh Prince of Bel Air with Will Smith, because that's something that it's taken in, that information. So it's just regurgitating something that is somebody's song and somebody's lyrical content. So you think, well, hang on, that's against the law. But because it's AI, it's like, oh no, well, it's allowed now because AI did it. But no, AI didn't do it. Somebody fed it that information. So a human is breaching copyright by giving AI that information because they don't own that information. And then I thought, AI that is creating images, has the person who is giving the AI all of this data, all of this information, have they asked, like I've been asked about my channel and my image and everything that I'm saying, have they been asked personally whether it's okay to feed that to an AI engine, to a learning engine? Because of course I've said, no, you can't do that with me because I don't want you to do it. I don't give you permission. So then I thought, well, there's no way that the people that are putting the information into AI, and they're just letting AI loose on the internet, that's all it is. They don't own the rights to everything on the internet. So you think, going back, what they should have done is say, if you want to develop AI, you have to contact the copyright owners of the material that you're teaching it with and make sure that they agree and have a contract with them. But that never happened when AI started. So this is why it's a total mess. So yeah, now what we're having is effectively huge breaches of copyright that is AI creating songs from other songs, and the songs that it's creating songs from are owned and were created by humans who are now not getting any recognition or any revenue, any royalties for what they've given to that AI. So what I think is a bit stupid is now people can say, oh, it's not a breach of copyright because AI did it. But AI is not going out there creating things, with its own mind, thinking, oh, I'm going to create a song that's a little bit like this and a little bit like that. It's the humans that are typing that in. So the humans then take responsibility of what's then created with AI. And if it creates something that is very similar to somebody else's copyright material, then the person who wrote that in there, you think, well, they are going to be, they're responsible for that breach of copyright. But this is why it's a total mess, because there was no legislation for it. It moved too quickly and government just, wasn't on the ball and let it all happen. And now it's too late. So there you go. I just thought that about AI today. I thought, that there's nothing to stop somebody feeding AI something that they don't own. And now AI is going to potentially create that itself. And their excuse is, oh, AI did it, it wasn't me. But no, it was you. You gave it that information, or you gave it that imagery. You gave it that video. I saw online on YouTube, somebody's taken the Star Wars footage and let AI change it. And this is something like Star Wars ruined by AI. But it's still the original movie, and it's, the images of the actors on there that are being changed by AI. So you think, so was the permission given by the actors and the directors and the studio, was that given to the person feeding it to AI? Absolutely it wasn't. So all of these videos that are now popping up that people don't own the rights to because it's AI, it's like, well, AI did it. I didn't do it, so it's not my fault. So it's just shifting that blame. If you now see AI as a person, there's no way that person, if it were a person, would get away with it. You say, well, no, you've breached, what is it? Lucasfilm. You've used that imagery. You don't own that, and you don't. There's no way that you can reproduce that, even if you're changing the way it looks. So yeah, really complicated. Because then they say, oh, well, it's fair use because AI did it and changed it, and it wasn't my fault. So yeah, absolute mess. So yes, thank you for that, Philip. Especially with AI, it is a total mess. And I was going to say at the moment, not just at the moment, probably forever, because AI is just learning too quickly, and people are giving AI just the freedom of the internet. That's the problem, and they don't own everything that's on the internet, obviously. Thank you, Carmen, who's donated this $10 donation. Obviously, donated a $10 donation, and the message is: have enjoyed watching your videos, being that I just started watching them. Don't know if I'll ever catch up. So thank you for that. There are a lot of videos, but thank you for that, Carmen. And Orlando's donated $2 again, and Orlando says more thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. So thank you. We are looking for, what's that, 27 more people for a new record on a Saturday night live stream. Blade of Zorro has donated £20 and 75 pence. Thank you for that. And the message is: my daughter said that you look like me when I was in my band over 40 years ago. Like you, I am or was able to multitask. Love your stuff. Rock. So thank you for that. Stardust has donated $1.99. Says vibes. So thank you for that, Stardust. Potentially Stardust Unicorn. Maybe not. Maybe just Stardust. Who knows? But thank you for that. Karen's donated $10 as well. So thank you for that, Karen. Again, the message is: Phil, from the Book of Questions. I think we've already had a question from Karen, but here's another one. If your friends and acquaintances were willing to bluntly and honestly tell you what they thought of you, would you want them to? Many thanks for all you do. Karen. So, probably. I think there's a way of saying things, because there's a way of being constructive about things and being objective, and there are other things that are just like insults, for example, which, yeah, you think, well, it's not really going to help somebody develop their character if you insult them. It's got to be something that is constructive, I guess, if you're talking about that. But anyway, Lane says TikTok, Phil, with the $5 donation. So thank you for that. And yes, I'm doing my best. I'm now up to date in the super chat window, and just quickly, Sarah's donated £10 over on PayPal, so thank you for that, Sarah. The message is: Phil, you rock. Keep up the great work you do. As a singer-songwriter, I appreciate everything you're doing on this channel. So thank you for that, Sarah. And Lynn's donated £58 and 70 pence. Thank you for that, Lynn. The message is: Phil, the New York Times has a lawsuit now with Microsoft and OpenAI involving alleged copyright infringement. So thank you for that. And I don't know what happens with that court case, or if a court case comes about where they're suing the companies like OpenAI for putting stuff in artificial intelligence that they didn't own and they didn't have permission for. That's where does that court case end? Probably in about 200 years time, considering how long court cases take. But anyway, yes, let's jump into tonight's cover video. Looks like it is going to be Hero with 60% of the vote. And how long's tonight's FilJam? If we get there, 8 minutes 40. Okay, right, we're going to have to get a right move on with this. So this is my version of Hero by Chad Kroger from the Spider-Man movie. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you after rock.
I am so high, I can hear heaven. I'm so high, I can hear heaven. But heaven, no heaven, don't hear me. They say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. Hold on to the wings of the eagles, watch as they all fly away. Someone told me love will all save us. But how can that be? Look what love gave us. A world full of killing, blood spilling, that would never came. They say It isn't the love of a hero, and that's why I fear it won't do. They say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. Hold on to the wings of the eagles, watch as they all fly away. They're watching us, they're watching us, as we all fly away. They're watching us, they're watching us, as we all fly away. They're watching us, they're watching us, as we all fly away. Whoa.
And there we have it. That was my version of Hero. And I'm just in the middle of... I was in the middle of grabbing the guitar, and then I realised that the video was about to finish. So I had to do it very quickly. So anyway, thank you guys for requesting that over on Patreon. Haven't heard that one in a while. So, right. And Kyrie Elison... Here we go again, has donated $5. So thank you for that. And the message is a very stirring performance. Thank you. And that is Kyrie Elison. Mr. That is the fifth donation in the Super Chat window. So thank you for that. Right. Maybe every time I say Kyrie Elison, I'm going to have to say it like that, so that because I know that from Mr. Right, anyway, right, we're going to have to get into this because we have hit the likes goal for tonight. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. Didn't even mention that. That is a new record for a Saturday night live stream. So obviously next week, we're going to be up against it because everyone needs to return to hit the thumbs up because the target will be higher next week. So let's, yeah. Oh, Stardust has donated $2 and says, formerly Stardust Unicorn, laugh out loud. So yes, indeed, Stardust was Stardust Unicorn. I suspected that. Right. Let me get organised for this. Turning on microphone for amplifier, zooming out for... Zooming out. There he is. Mr. Red Dude was sleeping tonight. Right. Zooming out for fretboard clarity. And right, let me get over to Joe's message. And find the mouse. That always helps. Click on that. And pause that. Oh, mute the advert. So, this is going to be like 8 minutes in length. So we've got to get on with it. It is, I'm just going to pause that, skip that, pause that. This is Ultimate Psychedelic Trip Hop Jam guitar backing track, E minor in brackets. And this is from Now You Shred Backing Tracks. And the U, Y-O-U, is in capital letters. So, I just want to make sure that everything is running and fine. Let me know if you can hear this and what the levels are like. Can I get to my guitar? Is this on? It is, which is fine. Let's play it and see what happens. Can you hear this? little heavy part before. there we have it, with applause
The
at
future
the
of your
end
business.
as well. So that was Ultimate Psychedelic Trip Hop Jam, guitar backing track, E minor in brackets. So that was from Now You Shred backing tracks, and the U is in capital letters. So I must admit that I was expecting that it was going to change at some point, because there was a little section that started to get, it sounded like a little bit heavier, and it only lasted for probably 4 bars maybe. Then it went back to the more understated kind of sound. So yeah, I was just kind of waiting to open the taps, but it never quite happened. So but anyway, there you go, that was that. Thank you, Joe, for sending that my way, and you guys think the thumbs up and getting us past 640 likes for tonight's live stream, a new record for the channel on a Saturday night, but also a Tuesday night. That's the highest target we've ever aimed at and ever got. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. And Philip donated $10. Thank you for that, Philip. Again, the message is fantastic. Next time, make a gent song in 7/8. So yeah, thank you for that. We have had odd time signatures and heavy stuff in the past, so you never know. But I think the problem would be to get properly gent, you'd have to detune, maybe at least drop D, or not particularly something that I'm set up to do. Although dropping D is something that can be done, but certainly standard tuning is probably the limit of playing along to something that you haven't heard before. If it's different tuning, then obviously it's going to be very difficult anyway, because most people just don't play along full stop, let alone doing some drop tunings. But anyway, thank you for that, Philip. Karen donated $5 as well, and thank you for that. The message is that made me think George Harrison meets David Gilmour. Gorgeous. So thank you for that, Karen. And Totoro Porco's donated $5 and says, incredible jam. How can you be so young and embody such soul? So thank you for that. Very kind words. But yeah, you just got to do what you do. I think that half of it is being able to just I don't know, it's something that I've done for as long as I can remember, is thinking of melodies over the top of something. And I think some people maybe do this, maybe it's just me, but when you're listening to a song and you're singing along with a song, and you might extemporize yourself, which means come up with a melody that isn't actually the melody, or it might even be the melody of the song, but you change it a little bit, and that's called extemporization. So that's all it really is. It is just singing along to something and extemporizing, just changing what you're singing. And the difference is that you're just doing it through the instrument, rather than kind of sitting there and going, na 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 na, rather than doing that, you're playing the guitar but doing that same process. That's what you're doing. You're thinking but playing at the same time. So anyway, the good thing about playing like that is that you can keep on playing endlessly, because you're just making up lines as you go along, and singing what you want to sing. So anyway, that is going to be it for tonight's live stream. I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, of course, so look out for that one. We are going to be here on a Tuesday night with the next live stream as well, so if you can join me then, that would be very much appreciated. So all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!